Hey church family, Annie Neufeld here with your weekly small groups video. This past weekend we continued in our series called Unwrapping Christmas, and Pastor Jeanine preached on Luke 1 verses 26 through 45. This is a memorable passage where the angel Gabriel appears to Mary, and then the story tells us of her subsequent visit to her cousin Elizabeth. And Pastor Jeanine talked about how God wrapped up Mary in love in this story, and he does the same thing for us. This kind of all-consuming love takes four forms in this story. First, Pastor Jeanine said that love shows up in the form of good news. While the news from the angel was good news, it was also quite troubling for Mary. She was young, she was just a teenager, just learning how to be a human in the world. She was a marginalized Jew. She was unwed and pregnant. This was going to be a hard road for her. And so when she goes to her cousin Elizabeth's house, Elizabeth gives her this blessing. She said, "Blessed are you among women." Love came in the form of this affirmation of this blessing. We too are called to bless and to affirm the people around us, especially in this week of Christmas. Second, Pastor Jeanine said that love shows up in the form of protection. While Mary waited for her baby to grow inside of her, she waited with Zechariah and Elizabeth, and they created a safe space for her. They were in her corner as she was going through this hard calling in her life. You can imagine all of the mentorship that happened while she was there. Spiritual mentorship, health mentorship, but they were in her corner. And Pastor Jeanine invited us to think through, how can we be in people's corner this week? Third, Pastor Jeanine said that love shows up as patience, and we really see that in Joseph's life, that as Joseph entered into this calling, he was patient through the pregnancy, he was patient through the social disgrace, patient through all of the confusion he must have felt, and we are invited to express love as patience as well, really holding our expectations lightly and waiting in hope. The fourth, Pastor Jeanine said that love shows up as solidarity. Joseph chooses to be in it with Mary. He chooses to be with her, to take her struggle as his struggle. He steps into Mary's problems and takes them on as his own. And we too are called to be with people in their struggle, with those who are suffering, with those who have been treated unjustly, with those who feel ashamed by the world around them. In the end, we are called to drop our security blankets and to embrace the love that God has for us. And then, and only then, are we invited to share that love with the world around us. Well, as you move into Christmas this week, I want to invite you to ask God, how do you want me to show up with friends and family this week? What do you want me to focus on? What aspects of love do you want me to focus on? Perhaps love as good news. Do I need to affirm and to bless and encourage someone this week? Perhaps it's love as patience. With whom is God calling me to give a little extra patience this week, holding my expectations really lightly? Third, perhaps it's love as protection that God is inviting you to focus on. What resources could we share with someone this week who needs protection, who needs someone to be in their corner? Or last, maybe it's love as solidarity. What struggles do we need to step into this week and not just keep our distance, but really take on as our own so that people know that they are not alone? Well, I pray that you would feel wrapped up in God's love this week and that you would be able to turn that around into love for the people around you. Go in peace.